stigmatized even more, like, like, people are going to be watching you, especially people from outside communities, like narrow-minded people. Are you going to watch them because you know they're all bad? And I feel like it's going to make it hard for people in the future to get, like, jobs, because no one's going to want someone that's going to, like, bring down the workplace. And I feel like they're going to look at us in a different light, like, yeah, look at us in a bad light, should I say.
This is a question for Beverly. Is it Beverly?
Yeah.
Why are they not going to look at white or Italian or Egyptian? Why are they only looking at black and Asian? And I just would like to point out too that not all the police are white and hate black people. Actually, it's more of a poor rich thing. Like, the government is like Robin Hood. They don't like poor people. They don't want to keep poor areas because that costs them too much money because of housing benefits, all different type of benefits. They don't like poor people. It's not that they just dislike black people. They dislike poor people. I don't dispute. I'm not a fan of the police. I don't dispute that they probably dislike black people more than they do here, left, right, and centre. Yeah. But at the same time, I think that you have to look at it more than really. So it's a poor rich people, and the same way they're dealing with, they're taking cuts and they're cutting benefits, they're cutting this, they're cutting that. That's the same way they're dealing with the people that were writing. They're cutting they can't have no housing. They're being evicted. Yeah. So they're continuing the cuts. These people are white, black, Asian, Hispanic. They're all kinds of different races. It's just a rich and poor thing in my eyes.
But to be honest, I feel like you'll hear about the black people more. You won't hear about the Italians, Egyptians. You'll see us on the news on the floor with a policeman in our back.
Did you see them in Liverpool? Did you see any people in Liverpool?
No, majority was white.
And the majority spoke about was Liverpool, Manchester and Birmingham, and what I saw was a bag of white people rushing down the streets, and they were the people that were burning down the police stations. So it's not just black people that they're targeting, it's everybody, it's poor areas, it's poor people, it's the people in poverty that are costing them money. Because the government happen to be not in support of people that are in need of benefit, that are in need of welfare. They're not looking for it to be that kind of state, they're looking for it to be, do you work, do you pay taxes so I can get more money? Yeah. That's what they're looking for, that's what I think personally.
It was Ty.
I actually agree with Steph. It is a poor rich thing. You have to realise conservatives are on this straight. The rich get everything, the poor don't get it. Yeah. And you have to realise this year, there's two stances they'll take. They could take a stance like Scandinavian countries where you pay 60-70% tax. But for that 60-70% tax, your streets are clean, your standard of living is different, right?
The police that are hassling black, white, Asian and everyone else that's in a problem, poor areas, whatever. When did it turn into people feeling attacked because of their race in this rioting situation? I don't dispute that on a day-to-day level that is the case, that the police probably do target black people more than white people. It's my experience in an area that is dominantly Asian and black. I'm sure that the white people are not hassled as much, I know that. But when in this situation in the riots did it become a race thing? When did it now turn into actually this is about race? Because actually I think it remains very much.
The media, the straight media that sang that TV, I can tell you anything.
Why do they feel that they can attack black people? You know why? Because we value our own lives as cheap. We kill ourselves, we do this to ourselves, we treat ourselves a certain way, so everybody feels that they can deal with us that way. That's just my view. You know what I mean? That's
I hear you, you know.
So if we don't respect ourselves, no one else is respecting us. That's my thing. I think a man will shoot a man for nothing. And then they hear this, they see this, they're thinking, well, they don't value themselves, so why should we?
Well, my point is that then it comes with a race thing, not the truth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I was answering how did it become a race thing. I'm giving them the
But we have to value ourselves amongst ourselves first. And then nobody will take it to us. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, Mr. Yeah? Sorry. Agent. Oh, who was it?
I was gonna look with this, yeah. There's a lot of different points I have to go on that. Alright, with this, if you look at it from the media point of view now, yeah. I mean, most of us have seen when that historian came on TV, and said that this thing, quote unquote, was something deriving from black culture. He said, he blatantly said black culture was violent, aggressive, criminal-minded, and then he mentioned another black person that he saw as an upstanding, righteous person, and he said, if you heard this person, if you heard this person speaking, you'd think he was a respectable white man. And that was what he was saying was meant to be the respectable aspect of it. The reason why I'm bringing up that, and then when you look at it when Darkest Hour was being interviewed, and the woman came up with a comment, but you was once a rioter yourself. Yeah, and he had to explain to me he wasn't a rioter, he was somebody that took part in civil activism back in the 60s, was a different thing. What I'm trying to say is the people that are in the positions to question and the historian that's in the position to be writing history books on this kind of thing in the next 10, 20 years, people that are in the positions that are going to make the difference, they have that mentality. So it's not, don't bother what us like, what the average white guy thinks. The guy that's going to be putting the information out there, or making the laws, or asking the questions, yeah, or actually deciding what goes into the newspaper, if he's got that mentality, yeah, then it don't matter about anything else. So where you're coming from with, yeah, white people there, white people this, white people that, it don't matter when I turn on my BBC TV that all of us have paid our tax to get. When I see that the Asian guy that was out there, regardless of what anybody wants to say, the BBC are putting it out there that he was a hero. These three heroes, I see in my Sun newspaper, Mirror newspaper, are heroes. There are minute silence in the middle of West Bromwich for these people. When my man died in Russell's, I didn't see silent for no young Sam. You know what I mean? When how many black youths have died from life crime over the years? When that the white girl that was on EastEnders, when her brother died, I saw this all over TV 24/7. I didn't see that for none of the people that I know that died from life crime. You know what I mean? So when you're hearing black people coming up with this, it's because the way we're seeing it, the people we know and the things we see happening on a daily basis. It don't get reported in no ways like that. It doesn't seem to matter to them in the same way, and we can see it from the reverse psychology of them. You know what I mean? The guys that are at the top, the guys that are making these things, they are looking at it from that perspective.
So what's the solution?
Go home and think, and then maybe in a different forum, then we can start talking about solutions. I don't think it's right now to talk about something if we don't understand the issue. And from the conversation that's taking place, there's a lot of problems that people haven't identified yet, like the CRBs, you know, issues that exist within our community, like you just said, racism, the issue of father deficit, the issue of just rage. You know, these are many issues and problems within our community that people don't know about, and I think that there's no point dealing with the solution if you don't know what the problem actually is. So this part of the last 15 minutes.
Because the youth have not really have an understanding of who they are. You know what I mean? There's been so much damage, you know what I mean, over the years. The communities are so fractured that they don't really know who they are, you know what I mean? So you got people on the road, there's no rite of passage where the youths them can go to a proper proving ground and go from the transition of a boy to a man, you know what I mean? And understand what life is about really, you know what I mean? To have a detailed understanding of what life is about. Don't get me wrong, you know, a European can go to any stately home, you know what I'm saying, right about now and see our 15 earls oil painted from 1500s going all the way back up until, you know, the late 1800s. That's empowerment, you know what I'm saying? A black man can't go into a stately home now and see, you know, earl from, you know, 13 earls going all the way back and then look at it and then say, well, watch out, you know, differently. That was my people then, you know what I mean? You know, I never really had carbon dated, I never had none of this, but this is my family, this is my home, this is my team, so I'm empowered by that. So I haven't got none of those hang-ups. That's why a lot of Europeans don't understand what these hang-ups are. They feel like, hang on a minute, what are you talking about? Slavery was over for, you know, X amount of years ago, get over it. That's what a man said to me one day, you know. I had to break it down. He says, well, hey, yo, get over what? It's fractured, people are still fractured, because hear what now? The Asian man got destroyed in India. Over 6 million of them got starved to death, you know what I'm saying, before the Raj, right? And then hear what now? You know, the black man, differently, went from Israel into Africa, from Africa into the Caribbean, you know, into North America, Brazil, Dominican Republic, then back to England. Name, culture, God, everything mash up. You know what I mean? Nobody don't know who they are. So that's the first thing. The second thing is our understanding of economics and where economics starts. It starts in the yard, it starts in the immediate community with your people then. You know what I mean? Each one teach one. And I just really feel like they're not teaching those things at school. They're teaching you how to make HSBC and them boys bigger and McDonald's, but you're not teaching you how to be economically proficient, you know, as a group of people. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing. I feel like if the people then had an understanding of economics, they could properly trust each other, work together properly,
and then move forward, you know what I mean, from that perspective. So that's the perspective.
Here at Real Talk, every time I do one of these meetings, I don't ever end with trying to get everybody to have a consensus on exactly that's what the solution to the problem is, because I don't think that that's useful. Real Talk was developed on a theory that was developed by one of my mentors, named Carlton Hauser, and he does this thing called, he spoke about circles and enabling the genius to grow. So even though everybody has had something very vocal and something positive to say, these are the young people that are our future. So even though that they didn't speak, and some of you guys have some PowerPoints, know that they're going to be reflecting on that tonight, because they're our future. And that's what Real Talk is about, because there's some young people in the room. So every time that we do these discussions, know that everything that you've said, these are absorbing every little thing. And just to go off a little bit what Elijah was basically saying was this: we can sit in these meetings all day. You know, many people are going to go home tonight like, it's all right, little discussion. Tomorrow back to the same old. Well, are we actually really going to do something tomorrow? Are we actually going to support something? Are we going to join together and take part in the projects? Are we going to be parents that are going to really, truly take your PlayStation away and say, you know, put down a book, and this is what we're going to learn, even if it's ABC, because enough of our youths can't read. There's enough youths that attend the centre that can't write their name, and I have to write it for them. But because, you know, because of face, you know what I mean, I won't expose them in front of their friends, but that's the reality. So what I'm saying is that we can avoid this talk, but we need to start supporting each other. You know, so if it's a situation where you need to come to me, or I need to talk to one of your youths, or you need to talk to one of my youths, because we can't do everything. You know what I mean? T was doing something quite incredible last year, but there was enough man on that had CRBs that was able to work. You know, and the main thing with enough of the youths, them Dre, you know, that man can't come off road if you expect, you know, we're telling them to come off road, but we're not putting money in their pockets, we're not giving them any opportunity, we're trying to open a door for them, even helping them write a CV. But we have the perspective that you lot should be doing this anyway. A lot of the foundation, what we've just identified, is that a lot of parents are not even at home to even help out their children to do certain things, because they have to do double shift, triple shift. And there's the issue of father deficit as well. So there's many things that are problems within our community. So I just wanted to leave with the fact that, you know, none of us from the discussion today know exactly what the solution is, but we all have an affinity with the different problems. So with the reflections that I want tonight, is people to leave on some of those problems and think how you can network with a man in the room that is doing something positive, and how you can help and put your life, blood and sweat into that to support that movement or support something that might benefit these lot. This is what it's all about, because they're our babies. And if we won't do it for them, you know who else we're going to do it for? And I just want to close with that. Thank you all for coming, and good night.
Okay, then today I think it was a very good thing what we did today, because we got many views, and I think we did get to the bottom of a lot of problems. Now I feel that the only thing we need to do is work on the solutions. We had a lot of valid points from everybody today, you know what I'm saying, and we know what the problems are, so now it's up to us to work on the solutions for the youngest, and that's about it from.
I think this event was really good. I liked hearing from young people in particular on their views, and I think that we got a lot out of our system as to what needs to be done and what the problems are in the society, and I hope to come to another one.
I think a lot of people here had good views, but what I personally think we need to invest in the children of tomorrow, because that's where all our hopes and plans for the future lies in.
Basically, I think today's meeting was kind of good, but there's no point having these meetings until if you're going to try and make something change. So if you're going to make something change and stop what is right, we have to start doing something for the future.
I found today very useful, as Real Talk and Real Action usually generally is. Personally, I'll take home that there was a wide range of views ranging on a number of different topics that they felt that they knew the problem and felt they knew the solution. So hopefully the minds that were in there can somehow get together and make some of those solutions a reality.
Yeah, it's Deezy TV, yeah. I'd like to thank everyone that came today. I took a bit of time out to come and film your thoughts and views on what was going on. It was a very good day, a nice good discussion on people's thoughts and views of what's really going on in the place. I'm going to see you more soon. It's Real Talk. Stay tuned.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I want to do a big shout out to Deez TV, because he spent a lot of his time and his effort coming out tonight and helping out with the production. I also want to thank all the young people that attend the youth centre that made their voice heard tonight. I also want to thank the youth service and everybody else that took part. It's Real Action Youth in Motion. It's about turning real talk into real action. Peace.